Let's begin. Someone's just come in, but I've got everybody on mute. I've got a dog here with me now, so I have to give it to him. You say hello to my dog if you want. There you go. That's Mukti. He's going to have to go out. And then we can get going. Let's just have a little shake. This is time for us, just for an hour, so to be with yourself, settle. Put the focus in the body, feel the sensations in the body, plant the feet, make sure the knees are open, so the weight goes into the outside edge of the foot. Same weight in the front and the heel. The center of gravity settles onto the feet by the legs softening, the body upright, the head lightly rotated so the crown of the head lifts. Just settling into that posture, letting the shoulders relax so the arms feel heavy and long. And scanning through to make sure there's no places of tightness or holding in the body. Just bounce up and down a little. Really just to come into the sensations in the body. Be present and settled. Folding the spine. Breathe in. On the way up, just a little push with the legs to engage, to open up. Let the head drop and the shoulders drop behind you to open up the chest. On the way down, the legs can soften. Breathing changes the shape of the body. Follow it with a movement. Drop the head, pull up the pubic bone, so you really open up the vertebra of the back. The back really arches. Wait for your own breathing and follow. Fists are loose, shoulders drop behind to open up the chest. First loosening exercise. The movement comes from the changes you make in the body. The movement doesn't just happen, the muscles change, the muscle releases in the leg, allowing the weight of the body in. Change the base, draw the body by changing the base. Drawing the body means you don't just move, it's like a duck sitting on the surface of the bath water. When you take the plug out, the water draws and the duck follows the level of the water. So when you soften the leg, it's like taking the plug out underneath the foot. The muscles change. The level where the center is moves. Not because you're moving the center, but because you're changing the base. Square, change the base. Stable the whole time you're moving. Stable the whole time. It's not that you move and then become stable at the end. You're stable the whole time. When you put 5% of weight onto your leg, 5% stable. Fully stable, but with 5% weight. And you're continuing to increase the weight, and the stability stays there the whole time. Should be very, what can you say? The primary focus should be the base changing. Of course, the body stays upright. Of course, the hips stay level. Of course, the movement is fluid. But the primary focus should be that the base changes and draws you towards the posture. So primary focus means your awareness and your intention together in the base, in the whole of the leg, from the foot through to the dantian. That whole area changes. And as soon as it's changing, you can then focus on the upper body changing too. Once it's underway, you can say, like a train at a train station, once the train's underway, you don't continue waving to the person on the platform. Once the train's underway, you carry on. Once the whole movement is underway, you carry on and focus on the abdomen, carry on and focus on the chest and shoulders. So your focus changes, but is continuous. Change the base, change the rest of the body. Number 2, change the base. Smoothly and fluidly, over 4 swings of the arms, change the base. Then activate the legs and lift, 4 swings of the arms. Change the base. Push up, very smoothly activate the muscles to lift. I'm just going to watch what you're doing. If you carry on with number 2. Don't try and do anything special, just do your normal training. If anyone's got any questions or observations, now's a good time while everyone's training, you can ask. Good. If you just stop for a minute and come and have a look at the screen, I'll describe a few things that we're looking for in this. We just have a rest, have a break. We're maintaining our structure in the movement. So when we hold ourselves upright, one part of the body balanced on the part below, we're maintaining that structure. What we don't want is we don't want the upper part of the body to lose or collapse. We want to maintain our structure and just let it all soften and fall down and compress. So that means that once I've found my structure, I don't want to let it go. I want to maintain my structure and put my focus on the inside the body and just let gravity press me straight down. So what should I feel when I'm doing that? I should feel that the spine is lengthening. When I soften the legs, it creates space for the center of gravity to fall into the legs. And this should have a feel of the spine lengthening. And as the spine lengthens, the lower back opens. Pelvis rotates, but I keep my upright quality. And I feel connected between the feet and the crown of the head. And there's movement inside the body. It's like the center is falling downwards. Let's just have a go. with that. Let's have a go with that in mind. Second loosening exercise. Can forget the arms. Can forget the arms for the moment. It's that feeling of changing the base so that your body can fall into the legs. And the whole body feels pressurized. And then as you come up, that pressure is released somewhat. Sink. And the whole body falls in. And it's falling in and changing the whole time you're changing your legs. And your lower back's opening, your upper body's softening, and it's all falling away from the crown of the head. And you're coming up. So it's a very smooth, continuous, fluid change. Down and up, down and up. And there's hardly any movement externally in the body, just a small amount of up and down. So when I put my arms in, the body does exactly the same thing. And my focus remains mainly on what the body's doing, 80% on how the body changes, and just a little bit on the arms. Common mistakes are that the lift and the sink is big at the beginning. It's like you're kind of putting effort in, a big effort in, and most of the movement or the change happens in the number one. So when you drop, it's a big drop on number one. No, you want to be very, very gradual drop, very gradual drop over the whole 4 swings of the arms. Just as much on number one as there is on number 4. So the change you make on number 1 is just the same as the amount of dropping there is on number 4. The settling is different, but the dropping is the same. It's like a piano accordion. It's not all on one go. Very gently over the whole time. Very gently pulling it out. Let's have a look. The spine elongating. Making a change so the spine elongates. Go to the next screen.
Luke, while there's
Hi,
always,
Brian.
oh yeah, while there's 4 arm movements, should you be aiming to make 4 leg movements, or should the legs be continually sinking? Because
one leg change. The change in the legs is 1, right? It's not 4 small drops. It's 1 continuous smooth drop.
Okay. Thanks for that.
Yeah, you're welcome. You could say that the swings of the arms are partly to help you count. It's a time thing. So your arm, it could be 6 or it could be 8, but it's over 4 swings of the arms is the length of time you're letting the base ooze in or change or melt as 1 continuous thing. So that I often see people do this and they drop in increments. So it's like if you have a look on the way down, as they drop the arms, they go down 1, down 2, down 3, down 4. That's not how to do it, because each one of those downs has a little bounce. And if someone's listening into your movement, they'll feel that stability in your body. And that stability, you don't want to show that to anybody. You don't want to show your bridge or your connection to the ground, to your partner. You want to be continuous, so it feels like when they touch your body, you're disappearing the whole time. That will make them continually push into you. But constantly you're getting stronger and stronger and stronger as well, because the the compression in your body is getting stronger, but they're continuing to push into it. If you stop moving, then you're static all of a sudden. It's very easy to get pushed over when you're static. But when you're changing, it's a completely different thing. It's much more dynamic and alive. So what we're training is a melting of the four swings of the arms, coming up smooth and steady over four swings of the arms. Let's try number 3. Same process, really. Body sinking and melting and releasing. Sinking, releasing, smooth and steady. Through to the end. Sinking the whole time. Turn back and square. The aim should be to start connecting into the base, connecting, keep connecting in the whole time you're moving, keep connecting in, keep connecting in, keep connecting in. Connecting in means letting go, letting gravity press you into compression the whole time you're moving. Don't just move and then try and find your stable structure. Maintain your structure, change on the inside. Flow into the foot, flow into the foot. Don't move your alignment across. Keep your alignment in the center. Just turn around your alignment. I'm going to have a look. It's always good for me to have a look. There's always something to see and pick up. And that also gives you a chance to ask anything if you're not sure. Good. In general, what you want to try and find, if you have a look, if you stop for a minute and just have a look, what you want to try and find, I'll do it from the side. When I sink to my right foot, my right arm's long, my shoulder's connected. It's not that my shoulder's here, my shoulder's releasing to and connecting onto the base. So when the base turns, which means the hip comes forwards, the connected shoulder moves with it. The elbow's then connected and the arm rises. But here, all the joints are open and the arm is long. It's not here and it's not here. It's right out on the center line, as far away from you as is comfortable without pushing. So without contracting your arm, it swings out, but the shoulder drops to a point here. Don't let it be here and don't let it be there. And the body stays connecting and sinking. So when I reach fully released onto my right foot, at that moment, that's when the arm reaches the top, wrist at the height of the shoulder. This is similar to when I turn here and lift the arm here, similar. turn back and fold, similar. Turn open, palm down, the arms long at the height of the shoulder. In the beginning of the form, when the arms lift, shoulder stays down and connected, hands at the height of the shoulder and long, sinking, finishing together. The timing is important because we don't want the arms to be independent of the body. We want the arms and the body to be moving connectedly. So the turning of the body, the sinking of the body, the sinking of the shoulder, and the movement of the arm all finish now together. Then when you turn back, the arm's already long, so when you turn, it begins to stretch the arm. When you turn back, it begins to stretch the arm, and that's the beginning of the arm being pulled in and dropping. So the movement of the arms comes from what you do in the base. What you do in the base determines the timing of how the arms move. Carry on, I'll have a little look. My dog. Yeah, good. Anybody's got any questions or observations? Then while we're practicing, you can ask. Check the time. Okay. Good. Let's go through the form. Up to cross hands. First off, structure of the body. Lift the chest. Lift the crown of the head and drop the chin. Once you've lifted, then releasing the base, lengthening the spine, softening the shoulders, letting the body press back in. Find that place where you're scanning through the whole body. You're listening to the quality of the muscles, and you're giving the message to the muscles to soften and change, and yet you're being very clear that you're maintaining your structure. Change the base to draw the center across, sinking, stabilizing as you go. Turn back. Use the legs very smoothly. Relax the shoulders. Let the arms float up. Change the base. Let the spine elongate. The whole time the arms are dropping. Releasing the base. Continue to release the base smoothly and steadily till everything finishes. Turn. Change the left leg. Draw the center down into the left leg. Turn, holding the ball. Change the base to draw the body down into the 50-50 position. Holding the ball, continue onto the front foot, wave through to the hands. Change the base in the right leg to turn, stabilizing, step, gliding, turn and sink. Onto the front foot, wave through to the hands, turn. Glide in. Onto the front foot, to the corner. Don't just move backwards, change the back leg, open the lower back. Let the body glide and be drawn towards the left foot as you sit back. Stable in the left foot. Turn. Turn back. Draw into both legs. Let the body, let the center fall into both legs. Into the front leg and through to press. Soften and change the back leg, change the lower back. Draw the body back. Into both legs. Elbows drop, shoulders drop, elbows drop. Arms at 90 degrees, onto the front leg, through to the fingertips. Sit back. It's not just a movement back, it's a release of the base. It's an elongation of the spine. It's a compression and a settling onto the back. Turn. Same to the right, release the right leg. Open the lower back. Fall in. Turn around that stability. Into the center, sink into both legs. Square, sink, and release to the front leg. Wave to both hands. Mind goes into the front leg changes, draws the base in. Stable, and sink. Step to the corner. Both legs draw you into the center, compressing the base onto both legs. Sink to the front foot. Wave comes through to the hands. Lift. Drawing the toes, sink and push out the ball of the left foot. Turn and chop. In the center, sunk. Both legs compressed onto the ground. 55 in the back, 45 in the front. You're going to change that to 55 in the front as a wave comes through to the hand. Sit back. Sorry, onto the left foot. Melt and sink onto the right. Elongate the spine. Drop the shoulders and the hands follow. Turn over. Both legs change, draw your center in. Both legs load, 55 in the back, 45 in the front. Change that as you sink onto the front leg, wave comes through to the hand, sit back. Step forward, deflect downwards with the back of the right hand, intercept with the left, step into the center, falling and loading the legs. Loading the base, dropping the right knee, sink onto the front foot and expanding the back leg, release and punch. Cross hands. Drop to the right foot. Hands on the calf, on the hip joints. Release the left, elongate the spine. Throw out the left arm, sitting away from it. Step to the corner. Sink the base into both legs, facing the corner, loading the back knee, to the front, wave to the hands. Load the base. What does load the base mean? It means change the muscles in the legs so the weight of the body can press into both legs. Let the back knee bend. Change the connection to the front foot. 55 now in the front leg. The back leg can press or expand, rebound, whatever word you use. Sit back. The legs have to be compressed. The upper body has to follow and through. You have to find the natural compression in the body, which comes from letting go. If your body is not aligned, you won't compress. Single whip to the corner, facing 10:30. Sit back from the hands, turn. The hands follow the turning of the body. Step right, step left to the corner, palms down. Weight goes on to the right foot turn and jab to the corner, 10:30. Punch under elbow facing 9:00. Step back to repose monkey. Step, roll the heel down onto the ground, change the base, elongate the spine, let the whole body press on, and then turn open. Step with the ball of the foot, sit back and let the heel down, change the base, fall in, keep your alignment, let the whole body press onto the ground, develop that compression, elongation of the spine, buoyancy in the body, turn open. Last one on the left, turn open. Drop the hands across the center line of the body, take a step, diagonal flying. Wave hands like clouds. Sinking, elongating the spine, releasing the leg, letting the upper body melt in. Left foot opens, right foot turns in, weights on the left leg, swing back, turning the waist, swing the arms through, take a step. Legs draw the body in, wave through to the hands. Snake creeps down. Sinking, stabilizing, releasing. Golden rooster stands on left, turn to the corner, sink down and release. Golden rooster stands on right leg. Turn to the corner, step behind, sit away from the right hand, facing 10:30, turn open. Bring in the right toes, turn back, bring in the right heel. Hands cross at the height of the throat, right hand towards you, left away. Turn, right, both hands palm down at the height of the brow. The right is underneath, the left on top. Turn the waist. Hands parallel to the ground, one span from the body. Separate the toe. Walk forwards. Turn open. Toes come in, turn back, heel comes in, hands crossed at the height of the throat. With the left hand towards you, the right away from you in a nice big round circle. Hands crossed on the center line of the body. Turn the hands to the left palm down, right palm down on top at the height of the brow, turn back, hands drop to the corners, parallel to the forearms, parallel to the ground, one span from the body, sink and stabilize left toes. Swing to the right, step behind, turn around, hands crossed, both hands towards you. Turn the waist, the hands turn over, both palms away from you at the height of the brow. Turn back, sinking and stabilizing. The hands drop, parallel to the ground, one span from the body. Pick up the knee, kick with heel. Turn and bring the right hand underneath. Fingers on the center line. One down at 45 degrees and one up at 45 degrees. Turn over. Brush left knee, twist step. Sit back and open to the left. Brush right knee and twist step. Sit back and open to the right. Pull up a fist as you come forwards into the center, loading the back leg, loading the front leg. Change the connection, unpunch. Sit back, release the fist, turn to the right. Step up. Hold up left. Roll back. Press. Push. Single whip. Four corners. So last week we did four corners. Have a look. First of all, have a look at four corners. I'm going to do it facing this way. Come to the screen, take a break, just have a look. Single whip. Single whip. The wrist is at the height of the shoulder. The elbow is 2 fingers below. So if I drew a line from the wrist to the shoulder, the elbow would just be 2 fingers below that line, which basically means that the elbow isn't bent. It's pretty straight and it's facing straight ahead. Fingers at the height of the throat, straight line between the elbow and the fingers. The arms feel like it's resting on something. One span here. Try and get your postures really accurate, because when your structure is accurate, then you can focus on letting go. And when you release and let go, you'll create that compression in the body that we're looking for, that buoyancy. So single whip. Number 1, sit away from the fingers of the left hand. All my weight now and my spine is over my right foot. My arm is long. Turn. Sit back to the right foot, the left foot, turn, the right hand turns over, pivot on the ball of the foot, pivot on the heel of the foot, walk onto the right foot, take a step to the corner, into the center, loading the legs, onto the front leg, wave through to the hands. Triangle, triangle, you can just see through that triangle. The right hand straight, it spirals into position. From the hip, it spirals into position. The left hand towards you, palm away from you. And just do that again. The position I'm looking for is with the left hand is this, one span from the center of the body, one span here. This is the position, my dantian, 3 fingers below the navel, hand on that level, one span away. That's the position I'm looking for with my left hand. Sit back. As I turn and drop, it swings in to that position. It stays in that position all throughout the next move. Only then, when I issue, does it come up. Let's just do that with the left hand. From a single whip, let's do it together. If we do it in the way we do the form, I don't really want you to look at the screen. I want you to feel what you're doing, so it doesn't really matter which way you face. Single whip is with a left foot forwards. You sit back, all your weight's on the right foot. Then you turn, drop the left hand, turn the left toes in, swing the left hand up until it's palm up, one span from the body. Keep it there while you do the rest of the move. Keep it in line with the center of the body. Pivot on the ball of the foot, pivot on the heel, walk onto the right foot. Keep it there as you turn the body, turn the body, turn the body. It's still in line with the center. Take a step to the corner, it's still in line with the center. Move into the 50-50 position. It's still in line with the center. All it's got to do now is lift straight up as you issue. Okay, I want you to have a look at you doing that, and I want to see if there are any questions with that. If you've got any questions, you can, or anything you're not sure of, or anything I said wasn't clear, keep that left hand in place the whole time the body's turning. And only when you're ready to issue, which means sinking more onto the front leg, do the hands move and come up. Good. Good. Let's have a look at the right hand. Okay. Have a look, have a break, and come and have a look. I've got my prop here, which I'm going to use in a minute. Have a look at the screen. The right hand is in a hook. And if I put that pole on the ground, that hand is going to stay exactly where it is. Okay, have a look. I sit back, turn, and drop the left hand under the center of the body. The right hand turns over. So the center of the palm is exactly where the hook was. I pivot on the ball of the foot and I walk onto the foot. I step to the corner. This hand drops down exactly where it was and I move into the center. And look, it's right on my hip joint, pretty much right on my hip joint, just by dropping straight down where it was because I'm moving in towards it. That's the place I want there. So if I go backwards in space, from here, have a look again. I sit back, turn, drop the left hand underneath, turn the hook over, pivot on the ball of the right foot, pivot on the heel, walk onto it, draw the right hand through the left as it drops into the hip, which is right here, where that pole was. So do it without the pole and it looks like this. Pole's falling over, sit back, turn, the hook turns over where it was. Now it starts dropping. This dropping is just like the dropping of the hands at the beginning of the form, but the palms palm up. It starts dropping. As it drops and I'm turning, it's pulled through the left arm onto the hip joint. Then I sink into the center, onto the front leg, and through to the first corner. Have a go yourself and see if that makes any sense. The tendency with this move, you see, is to do it all with the hands. And what we want to try and do is get the body to do the moves and the hands, like the tip of the whip, to follow what the body's doing. So the right hand just drops straight down. And by the turning of the body and the moving into the center, it falls into the hip joint. So the time it reaches the hip joint is when you're in the center. So the dropping of the right arm has to take place over quite a long time, and it finishes sinking when you're in the center. Then you issue. Okay. The movement of the arms from this position. When you're in the center, the legs are loading, just like a number 5 exercise. You're in the center, the legs are loading, 55 in the back, 45 in the front. The hands are in this position. The body is now facing the corner. It's ready to issue to the corner. The hands are in position. The issuing is when you sink onto the front leg, back leg rebounds. That's when the shoulders drop and the force of the rebound comes out through the hands to the fingertips. So the movement of the hands is not in the turning and the swinging through. The movement of the hands comes from compressing the body and letting the body rebound. And the movement is to put the hand in place, but the power of the body is coming through at the same time. So it's not like the rebound makes the hand move that much. The hand, you actually put the hand into position, but it's got the force of the rebound within it, contained within it. The movement doesn't come from the swinging into position. The movement doesn't come because the hands move early and then issue. They stay here, the power comes through the body, and then they are put into place. So if that makes any sense, you can practice that as well. If it doesn't make any sense, you can ask. But the temptation is to always move the hands first and do this posture with the hands. You definitely want to do the posture with the base. Get the base compressed, accurate, and let the rest of the body flow from what the base does. Just seeing what time it is. Got a few minutes. Going to go into the second part now from the first corner. Okay, have a look. Take a break and have a look. From the first corner, my left leg is forward, fingertips of the right, palm down with the right, left hand protecting the brow. First movement, release and sit back. The arms elongate and turn over. When you turn, you leave the right hand where it is. The left elbow comes over the right hand. You sit back and draw the left hand to the hip. The right hand now is in place, one span from the body. Sit back and the hands turn over. Turn, you're dropping the right hand into this position now. It was the left hand on the first one. Now it's the right hand. That's the first thing, to get the right hand in place on the center line of the body. It stays there throughout the whole of the rest of the movement. It stays there until you issue, and then it comes up. So let's do the first bit. We'll just get the right hand in place with the left foot forwards. Left palm away from the brow, right fingers jabbing. Basic stance to the bow stance to the first corner. If I do it in the form, it starts at 9 o'clock, single whip is 9 o'clock. The first corner is 1:30. I sit back, the hands turn over. Now they're facing each other. I turn, I'm drawing the right hand one span off the belly. Sit back and draw the left hand through to the hips. The hands stay in this position. The step is through to 10:30. I sink into the middle and I've got that position. The left hand now is in the hip joint, the right hand on the center line of the body. The body's facing 10:30. Sink to the front foot and the wave comes through. There's the second corner. The right hand fingertips, hands spiraling as it jabs. Left hand palm away, protecting exactly the opposite. Right foot forward, right palm out, protecting the brow. Left fingertips jabbing to the corner. Have a look at the whole thing. Have a look and I'll do the whole thing. I'll face this way to do it. Sit back. Drop the left hand to the belly. Turn over the palm. Start dropping the right arm. Walk forwards into the center. Loading the legs, release. Sit back, the hands turn over to face each other. Draw the right hand to the belly. Turn the left elbow over the right hand. Sit back and pull it through. The right hand stays where it is, turning with the body. Step into the center, loading the legs. Release onto the front foot and the hands follow the movement. Have a go. There are lots of different ways to emphasize what's going on in this exercise. You have to know the shape of it right, but you have to also get the dynamics of it right too, and the timings. So if anyone wants to ask anything, please do, and I'll try and explain it in a different way. Put the first two bits together.
Look, the four corners,
Yeah.
do they form two pairs? Because the first one doesn't feel anything like the second one when I do it. Or is that just me being wrong?
I don't know what you mean by pairs.
Well, can you see my feet?
No, I can't see your feet. Yeah, they are two pairs. They're opposite. So the first, if you have a look, I'll describe it, Brian.
Mhm.
The first one is this way round.
Yeah.
The next one is that way round. The next one is that way round, and the next one's that way round. So the shape is the same, but it's mirror imaged each time you move.
What I was
So
saying.
the first move we do, the first one is with the left foot forward.
Yeah.
Then we sit back, turn. The second one will be with the right foot forwards.
Yeah.
The third one is with the left foot forwards. And then the last one is with the right foot forwards. So yeah, they're like two pairs. I know what you mean.
Well, what I was referring to is whenever I do the first one, my jabbing right hand and my left foot are in the same rough plane.
Yeah.
But when I turn around to do the next one, I would say that I feel like I'm pushing across my right foot, as opposed to along it in the same line. So my right isn't pointed there.
Let me see what you're doing. Yeah.
I can't get everything in the camera.
Just let me see the feet. Let me see your feet.
So
go from the beginning. Go from the single whip.
Okay. There.
Yeah.
There.
Yeah.
There.
Yeah.
There. And on my left foot and my right hand seem the same direction.
Yeah.
When I do the next one though, I'm lengthening. I turn, bring my hand to the head. This foot here, I feel it's pointing there, whereas my hand is there. It feels like there's a 10-degree difference or more.
Shouldn't be.
Shouldn't be.
That's to do with the stepping.
Yeah.
So have a look at my feet. Have a look at my feet when I go. When I turn here, this one's easy. I pivot on the ball, I pivot on the heel, I walk on. That one's easy to get facing a bow stance facing the corner.
Yeah.
What I want is I want a bow stance facing the corner. So I sit back, I turn my toes. Make sure you turn your toes of your left in as far as they'll go. Maybe a little bit further than they want to, but just add a little bit of turn on your left foot. Pass to the left, step behind with the ball of the foot, rock a bit of weight onto it, turn in the left and turn the right. And then I've got a bow stance to the corner. And when you come into the center, your waist and your shoulders and your bow stance are all facing the corner, ready to issue to the corner.
Okay.
You mustn't be too, your foot mustn't be too twisted in the wrong direction. A little bit is okay, but not, the foot wants to basically be facing the corner you're going in.
Okay.
A little bit of turning of the toe is okay.
Cheers, Luke.
I don't know if that's helpful, Brian.
Yeah, I'll work on that.
Okay, great. This is a technical class, you know, when I teach or go through a move in this detail, it's quite a technical class. So you have to kind of, you know, we're not essentially going for the feel of nice, calm, relaxed Tai Chi. We're going kind of trying to work it all out and get it right tonight. So any other questions, I'm happy to go through them. When the hand comes off the hip, when the hand's on the hip, if you have a look, when it moves, it's staying close to the hip and spiraling into position until it's one span away. So when you're in the center, when you sink onto the front leg, the hands turning over in a straight line towards where it's going. So if that's the angle it's going up at, it's going along that in a straight line and turning over as it goes until it's one span from the body. Don't let it be out here somewhere. Don't let your hand do this, go around, go straight out like it's striking. So your fingers are like striking up to the throat. Okay. Or to under the arm here. The other hand is on the center line and it finishes on the center line. It's just rolling over. It's just rolling over. That's all the other hand's doing. This hand's going up the outside of a ball, onto the top of the ball, turn over. Just a nice curve this way. Don't let the shoulder lift. Don't let the shoulder come up here. The shoulder stays connected. The shoulders are sinking while the force comes through. Same as when we push here. Don't let the shoulders come up to push. The upper body sinks as the wave comes through to the hands. I think that's plenty for you to work with for the week. Yeah, I think that's quite a lot. Try and be as accurate as you can to start with. Try to get the hands in the right place, get stepping in the right place, know the directions, know what you're aiming for. And then when you're comfortable with the shape of it and putting things in the right place, you can look more at the dynamics of what's going on in the legs, the rebound in the legs or the loading of the legs afterwards. But try and get the body upright, accurate, organized, and then facing the right directions, elbows the right distance from the body, hands in the right position on the body, and then the rest comes on top of that. It's like once you've got the dots in the right place, you can kind of join them up together. Okay, going to leave it there for tonight unless there's any anything else anyone wants to say before we go.
One very quick, yes.
Okay.
Look, you know the way you've got the foot. I generally get it, but this one I wouldn't mind seeing if there was a diagram. In Chen Manqing's diagrams, is our stepping slightly different or exactly the same?
I don't know his diagrams, Brian, I'm afraid.
Oh, no worries, no worries. All right, I'll just work on it for next week. That's cool.
Okay. But if you could email me a picture of his diagrams, I'll have a look for you.
Oh, thanks, Luke. Cheers.
Yeah, just whip off a PDF or something of his feet diagrams, and I'll have a look and let you know.
Cool.
Thanks, Luke.
Thanks, Luke. Good class. Cheers.
Great. Okay, thanks a lot.
Thanks very much, Luke.
Catch you later. Have a good week.
Bye,
Thanks,
everyone.
Luke. See ya.
Okay.
Thanks, Luke. Bye.
Bye. Bye.